Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say, call halal, la Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yahushai. Let us say all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, to His only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? This is Soldier Guy Sean coming at you with another sit down, and Lord willing, it's edifying and it helps expound on questions that brothers and sisters might have had, right? So, and also don't mind the background noise. This is just a different setting, but same spirit, right? So, as you can see by the topic of this video, it's going to be on what the truth is, right? Because most of the times people that are outside of the camp or people that are just coming in there like, oh, we're in the truth, we're walking in the truth, and things of that nature, right? Well, what is the truth, right? So Lord willing, this video clarifies what the truth is and helps brothers and sisters to reach an even better understanding of the scriptures, right? So I'm going to start out with book of Psalms, chapter 119, right, and verse 142. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 42. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So right off the bat, we're seeing one thing that the Most High is deeming as the truth, right? Or King David, who was a man close to the Most High, sees as the truth, right? So we understand now that keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and keeping the Most High's law, that's the truth. That's what the truth is, right? So let's jump down to verse 51 to get an even more better understanding of what just happened, right? So verse 51, thou art near, O Lord, and all thy commandments are truth. And this is being stated as fact, that all the Lord's commandments are truth. So that's what they are, right? So let's jump down to John 14:6, because we now have an understanding of what the truth is, but now in the so-called gospels, as the Christians would say, right, it's been revised, it's been made 2.0, right? So let's get that also, right? Let's get a better understanding of it. So this is the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 6. And Yahushai said unto them, so this following is red letters, and Yahushai said unto them, I am the truth, the life, no man cometh to me but by the Father. So we see that not only are the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Not only are the law, statutes, and commandments the truth, but Yahushai himself is the truth, right? So that's what makes up being in the truth, having faith in Yahweh, Yahushai, and keeping the law, statutes, commandments, right? So let's expound on that through James, right? So let's go to James 2 and verse 18. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works, right? So those two can't be without each other, right? As we're about to explain. Shew me thy faith without thy works. Show me that you have faith in Yahushai without your works. You can't, right? A good tree produces for a good fruit, right? So if you say you have faith in Yahushai, you have to produce those works to make sure for everybody to know that you're a good tree, a profitable tree, right? So shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will shew thee my faith by my works. That's how you prove that you have faith. That's how you let people know, all right, this guy has faith. He's going hard for the Most High. He's not taking any breaks. He's in his scriptures. He's studying. Yeah, the zeal is strong in him. Yeah, the faith is strong with him. So those two are interchangeable. That's what makes up being in the truth, right? So when you have faith coupled by your works, and faith in what? Faith in Yahweh, Yahushai, and keeping his commandments, that makes up being in the truth. So when brothers say, oh, we're in the truth, we're living by the truth, we're living by those two things, right? Having faith in Yahweh, Yahushai, and having faith in keeping the law, statutes, commandments, which is being in the truth, right? So I'm gonna get just a few more precepts, right? So this is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32, right? And this is red letter also, so Yahushai is saying that. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So when you know these things, when you know those two things, right? When you have faith in Yahweh and you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, those things are going to make you free, right? Free from what? Free from sin. Free from being under the captivity of sin, right? Which we're about to get in Romans 6, right? This is the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 20. For when ye were the servants of sin, you were free from righteousness. When you were the servants of sin, you weren't doing righteously. You were captive to sin, so you weren't living righteously. So now having the truth, which is having faith in Yahweh, Yahushua, and keeping the law, statutes, commandments, those things are going to make you free from being in sin, free from being in captivity to sin, free from not being able to repent of those things, and free from the lake of fire that you would have surely inherited if the Most High didn't have mercy upon you, right? So let's get Psalms, right? Let's get Psalms 43 and let's get Psalms 43 and 3. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 43 and 3. Oh, send out thy light and thy truth, let them lead me. So when you have those two things, you're able to govern yourself. When you have those two things, you're able to live your life in accordance. When you have those things, you're able to have light in your body, right? Live correctly, not be in darkness, right? Oh, send out thy light and thy truth, let them lead me, let them bring me unto thy holy hill and unto thy tabernacles. That's how you get close to the Most High. That's how you become closer to the Most High. That's how you become reconciled to the Most High, right? Because as Hosea 5 and 15 said, right? Or not Hosea 5 and 15, I believe it's Isaiah 59 and 2. Our iniquities have separated us between our God, right? Us and our God, right? So that's how we become reconciled with Him. When we have the truth, when we have faith in Him and keep His words, we are reconciled with Him, right? And one thing I also want to point out is the phraseology in this, right? Thy light and thy truth, right? So it sounds really familiar to precept in Proverbs. So I just want to bring that out really quick, just to connect the dots in brother's head, right? So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, thy law is a light. That's strange. It sounds the same, word for word, the same, right? So for thy commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. So yeah, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. So it sounds really familiar to the precept that we just brought out in Psalms, right? So they're the same thing, almost word for word. So that just goes to show you that keeping the law and having faith in Yahweh, Yahushua, that's what it means to be in the truth, right? And brothers got to understand that you can't have one without the other. You're not in the truth if you're not keeping both, right? As we just brought out in James 2, right? So I'm going to get another precept here in Psalms. This is with Psalms, I believe, 26. Verse 3, right? For thy loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. So the truth is a path that we must walk on, right? It's not something that you just say one day and you don't keep. You walk in these things. This is a lifestyle. So when you're in the truth, your whole mannerisms change, your whole behavior change. You walk in this path, it changes you, right? So like the precept says, the law is perfect, converting the simple and changing the soul, right? I just butchered it, but something along those lines, right? So when you're in the truth as a lifestyle, it changes you. That faith coupled with that works transforms you into something that's new, into something that is acceptable in the sight of the Most High, right? So let's just get 3 John, right? 1. Right, this is 3 John chapter 1 verse 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in the truth, right? So that's what our elders were trying to teach us, right? To have us walk in this righteous path, right? To have us be in the truth and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It brings them no greater joy, right? It brings a father no greater joy than to see his children. Than to see his children in the truth, than to see his children walking in a path that's most beneficial to them, right? And that's what this is, right? Being in the truth is the path that's most beneficial to us. It's the path that's gonna give us life eternal, right? That's what we want, hopefully, right? That's what brothers should want, right? So there's no greater joy than to be doing what you have to be doing, right? So I would say when the closest I could liken it to, right, is when a parent knows what's best for you, right? they keep telling you, they keep telling you, and you start to hearken onto it, and then you starts to do it, and they start to see you live up to your full potential, right? That's like the kind of joy that it is. Like, you know the type of potential you have, and your parents sees the type of potential you have, and you start living up to it. That's the type of joy that this is likening to, right? There's no greater joy than that. So I'm gonna go to 1 John 1 and 4, right? Is it 1 and 4? 1 and 6. So I get this is the book of 1 John chapter 1 verse 6. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and do not know the truth. What is the truth? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and having faith in the Most High and his Son, right? If we say that we have fellowship with him and we don't do these things, we're lying. So you can't call yourself an Israelite and say you're in the truth if you're not doing these things, right? These things are paramount for you to do if you call yourself an Israelite and if you say you're in the truth. So brothers have to understand that is what being in the truth is. It's not just a simple saying. It's a whole lifestyle change. It's a whole mindset. It's geared towards living to your full potential on the side of the Most High, right? And yeah, I'm gonna just close out with this precept. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 15, right? Study to shew thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That's what brothers should be gearing themselves towards, right? Being in these scriptures, studying, understanding these precepts, right? To judge not only themselves, but the kingdom that they're about to inherit. And nobody can make you do that. Well, the Most High can, but none of us can make you do that except you. So you have to want this. You have to study to show yourself approved, right? You have to do these things to make sure you're inheriting the promise, right? Nobody can make you do it. So study to shew thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So that's how you're going to be rightly dividing the word of truth, which is the law, statutes, commandments, and having faith. That's how you inherit the kingdom, as I just said earlier. And Lord willing, that has been edifying to brothers and sisters, right? And it clarified a lot of questions that they had. And with that, I'm going to say shalom and abide with all.